let's do this. So maybe I'm more than a pretty face, or maybe I'm just imagining things, thinking I'm a pretty face. But I'm older than these guys, everyone. I'm the old guy, so what I'm learning is the older you get, how old people they can say stuff and they can get away with it. Well, I'm moving into that place in my life where I can get away with more stuff than these young guys. Anyways, enough of that. So here's what I want to do. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you. With this many people showing up, here's what I believe, and it's our initiative. What I believe, regardless, that and you expect is that we bring to you what is proven and that is tested. Now, here's one of the things that I want you guys to really think about is that, you probably see me post about this. Everyone who's an innovator is just an avoider. Well, there's a select few, and I'll share this with you, and these guys are a great example of it. Sunit's closed $1 billion with his team, has been the #1 team in California, has been on all the big stages throughout North America, will continue to in 2023, and is one of my coaches that coaches the top teams throughout North America. Some of those people are here. Then you go to Nick McLean. Nick McLean's at 20% market share, who is an OG in the business, who is had epic profits this year in a time where people, aren't having that kind of experience. I mean, these guys are real operators. He is my other top coach. I've got many top coaches. These are just two of them. And so, and he's coaching top teams, top broker owners throughout North America. This isn't a coaching pitch. This is just telling you this, but here's the thing I want you to look at. See, there aren't coaches out there like these guys. These guys are savages in the trenches. They didn't go to some certification course to be a coach. They just talked to you about, how they did it. It was like, well, I sold 4 houses. Here's the bottom line that I want you guys to get from all of this. Yeah, there's going to be an opportunity at the end of this for you to choose to work with them. And you know what the other opportunity is going to be? For you to attend 98 other free Zooms that we present this year and never have to buy anything and get educated. And that's the piece I want you to capture, is that no matter what, this many people wouldn't come on here if they didn't feel that they were going to get you hear all those emails coming through, Sunit? It's people freaking registering at the last minute. Yeah. So watch our marketing tricks too, you guys. You can learn from them, but that's a side note. Anyways,
we'll get to that piece. Yes.
Those are leads, man. Those are leads. Anyways, here's what it comes down to, and I just really want to thank you guys, Nick and Sunit. Certainly, again, you guys have an opportunity to work with them. You have an opportunity to see them on future Zooms on other subjects that they'll continue to put out there. But here's what we are. We are market tested. We are market proven. We are giving you a great example of how to market. You want to know what you do? Is you make deposits into the marketplace. I don't care whether you're recruiting. I don't care whether you are going after consumers for sales and listings. You make deposits in the business relationship equity account, and you attach to that process. Now, here's the critical piece and why they're coming forward. Let me come back to innovators. Most innovators are avoiders. They're working on the next thing. Here's the difference with these guys. They're innovators, and the reason they can innovate and then bring it to you is because they move to action. They don't come to you with an idea. They're taking it from high-powered, highly functioning businesses and sharing with you, well, I read the book and saw this seminar, and so now I'm going to tell you because it's new, like most innovators do. They're doing it, and it's getting freaking results. Now, let me tell you the importance of what they're going to get to. They're going to cover a lot of things. They're going to talk about leverage, but I think for me, selfishly, what I know that they're going to talk to you is the single most important thing on the planet and work. I have a business coach that I sit with for a lot of dollars for a day. I'm really expensive, and so my coach is more expensive. That's just how it goes, okay? You know what he says to me? You do too much. You have your hands in too much. And I said, no, I don't, because my hands are in the single most important thing on the planet, and that's the words I say and the words that I write. It is the words, it is the content that you put out there. And I would stack that as the superpower to my business above all else, to the extent where my marketing budget is laughable. And so you're going to get, yes, and he knows, you guys are going to get from these guys not only innovation, not only leverage, but the key critical piece where 99%, and I know these guys find it in coaching calls, Well, what do I say? What do I write? You guys, I will guarantee it is your number one obstacle. And it is the number one thing. If you really looked inside their businesses, what they've been able to do, content. I mean, many of you follow them. Content. Well, content isn't just pulling something out of where. Content is thoughtful, and content is designed to get a result and have an impact. And so that's why this is really super exciting. I'm going to shut up and turn it over to these. Thank you all very, very much for being here. Sunit and Nick McLean, take it away. And you guys, give them a bad time, push them, and give them trouble. All right, I'll see you.
Say it, John. Thanks, John. Thanks. So, guys, that was such a nice, warm announcement about Nick and I. So I really want to thank John for that, and thank everybody for showing up. And you guys just make sure till you stay till the end. We're going to go over a lot and really be purposeful and go from there. So AI, it's all the rage. You guys heard about Chat GPT, and if you haven't, go and check it out. Me and my team have been using Jasper.ai since it first came out, and we're using it in many different ways. So let me make sure I know how to do this deck on Zoom. All right. Well, I do. Good. AI-powered real estate. This is how you're going to power your business with AI, like Nick and I have been doing, and so many things that we have going right now. So AI is changing real estate. It's changing all businesses. It's making marketing, business, communication, and so much more easier and better for us and better for our clients and better for our coworkers. We're going to show you a ton of examples. Let's give you guys kind of a origin story about this, because I think it's cool. Nick and I do a mastermind with each other and our media team every other week. And coincidentally, we're almost always working on the same stuff, which is really which is like, I think is a crazy thing. But we both started talking about this at the same time and went into a deep dive, sharing with what we had been doing with each other and the amazing results that we've been getting. Lead generation, lead nurturing, just overall content creation, videos, everything. So we decided to present this. We presented it about 2 weeks ago and had a ton of people came, learned more, and decided that we want to present it, the version 2.0 to a bigger audience. So that's what we're doing here today. Here's a couple things. You guys take a picture of this, of the ways that we're using AI right now: marketing, personalized lead generation, business processes. Nick, you have a good example with this. Like, this is going to blow, all of these are going to blow your mind. So make sure that you check it out. So here was my challenge. And if you guys follow me on social media or follow me at all, we do a ton of content creation, because a few years ago, somebody asked me, Sunit, what's your word of the year? And I said, it's omnipresence. I want to be everywhere all the time in every medium. I have a huge lead spend. I hate paying that lead spend just like everybody else. I want that organic feeling, and I want to recruit everybody. You guys have heard me say this on stage if you've heard me at all. Like, I want every agent in my entire damn market, 100% of them. If I have all the agents, I have all the transactions. So I know it's not going to be about spending money on more bullshit ads or doing something that's just not an organic feeling. But, and also I coach with John. He tells us to write emails, and you guys see Nick's Facebook post and the emails. I'm not a great writer like that. Writer's block was real. Analysis paralysis. All right, I'm going to buy the camera. I'm going to buy all this shit. I'm ready to go. What am I going to say? Oh, it's not perfect. I'm stuck. And I want to find out the best way to speak to people to where it resonates. Right? The whole thing was complex. I paid people. I took a ton of writing courses. I don't know if you guys ever have. I just took one like last month. right? Like I keep on taking them to get better, but I was just still having more and more challenges just with coming up with anything. Nick, do you have anything you want to add to this slide?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to writing, we all know we need to write more and create content. But one, you learn how to do it. Two, you got to be consistent day in, day out, and you get in front of the computer and your kids get up or things get in the way. And so what we're going to show you is this is an apparatus or a way to compress time where you can get these high quality outputs done in a short period of time too. So the way I'm seeing it is this compressing the amount of time it takes me to ship things out.
Yes, ship things out. I love when you say that. So here's just more, right? Is I was the one that got paralyzed. I put off implementation because I wanted it to be perfect. Has that ever happened to anybody who's on this? Literally, it's like it's the one thing that holds back entrepreneurs is implementation, right? Because you get paralyzed, and if you've never felt that way, well, you're not selling enough shit. Okay?
And here's what happens when you get paralyzed too. You pay someone else to do it, and your profit goes away.
Yep.
Done for you, everything. And then you own nothing because they did it for you.
Yes.
Right? So, I just want you guys to be thinking about content is not just content creation, it's content ownership and assets that you're owning versus, keeping current matter slide decks and regurgitating it like everyone else. Then you're just a commodity. Yeah. And I know the marketplace we're going into, you don't want to be the commodity. You want to be the expert, the thought leader, because I think that's the opportunity.
Absolutely. Great point. So what I wanted to create more content than anybody. And if you look in my video library, I think I'm pretty close, at least in the real estate space. So we went with Jasper, and that really opened up the opportunities. I'm going to show you the examples of what we use Jasper for. Now you can do a lot of the same stuff with Chat GPT, which we'll get to. And now the world is open. When I have the privilege, like John said, to coach a couple dozen of the top teams in North America. I love saying North America. Like my geography is powerful, so thanks to everybody up in Canada. And I still get questions, right? Like, what should I post about? What do I film about? And I know that could be a real challenge. And then, of course, what to say is a challenge as well. Once I got Jasper, the whole world opened up, and it's opening up more and more. So let's go through some examples and the reasons. Like Nick just said, I can do everything I want to do in a fraction of the time. I can do everything I want to do easier. I can save money, like Nick just said, and I'm saving a ton of money right now from paying a copywriter I had in Los Angeles who was like $1,000 a week, right, to make all my posts and write all my emails, saving that money and increase our branding like it's never been done before. I have achieved omnipresence in the Sacramento market. Bet me. Okay? In the real estate space, period, here in North America, I think everybody's seen my face based on what I've used these tools to do. Okay? So, video scripts and blogs, really easy. This is where everybody should start out. You can gather the topics. You can create the outline in an SEO-friendly way. We're going to come back to that. Chatbots can assist with the writing or generating the ideas, allowing you to focus on editing and polishing. And this SEO optimization, you can create the visuals, which we're going to show you, and we can really get some storytelling going on.
I think that's the key too. Once you get these prompts, you'll see this. As you're getting the language models, it's giving you tons of content. You go in there and add a story. You personalize it. I'll show you some examples on how it's just and the results of these.
Yes, that storytelling is everything, guys. And that's going to be something that is going to need to be authentic for you to have any real power here. And we'll get more of that too. So let me show you some examples of the blogs that we've done and how you can implement this like today. This is my Sierra website. Are there any Sierra users on here? I'm sure that there's a ton. So,
yeah, I use Boomtown, so I'm going to show some examples on Boomtown too.
Yeah.
So Sierra, Boomtown, YLocal, wherever you're at, you got a blog, you have abilities to create pages and content.
you guys, like all of these blogs, except for maybe when I'm on the news, all of these blogs, the outline and a portion of the content and the idea were generated using AI. So this is about how many pages of blogs? There's a lot. We don't need to go through them all, but there's a lot, right? Never-ending content.
It's also relevant and timely. I don't know. I've had some clients too, and I check out their website, and they haven't posted a blog since 2017. Right? And so the consumer's going to the website going, wait a second.
Yes. Yeah, and you guys, like what Nick said too, is being a thought leader, regardless of industry. We're being thought leaders in the coaching space just by doing this. This stuff is paramount in your local market, in any industry that you touch. That's why we focus on it so much. So speaking of YLocal, go ahead, Nick.
Well, you've never been able to delegate this task, but now you're able to delegate some of the X's and O's and then implement it. And I'll talk about that later. I want you guys to pin that one too.
So you guys, Nick was talking about it doesn't matter what site. Well, since I have a YLocal site and a Sierra site, I'm not
every
telling
site.
anybody. Yes, I have every site. I have more, but we're just going off these two. And we post blogs this often to two different sites with different content. Okay, now you don't need two sites.
And it wouldn't have been possible without this process.
Oh, no, absolutely. I would still be frozen working on one blog right now.
That's why
right?
That's why the early adopters are going to have a huge advantage.
Oh, dude, so much.
Got to get a head start.
So this is my coaching site, sunitagarwal.com. Also serves as a recruiting site. And you guys, like a lot of these outlines, except for the videos and podcasts, well, the videos and podcasts, we use the AI for the help there too, but they aren't as in depth as some of the stuff that we wrote, right? 5 reasons you should be leveraging technology as a realtor. We got that topic using AI, right? The 3 biggest don'ts for real estate. I mean, there's all these ideas on here. It's never ending. And the outlines, the ideas, the formation came from using AI. Okay, so those are some examples of blogs and video content. Let's talk about social media and advertisements. We write, and I have way more examples. Creative scripts. Every email and post that you saw for this event from Nick and I was made completely using AI. The landing page that you signed up, we got massive amount of input from AI. So a lot of this was done by leveraging these tools, and we were able to do it. Like Nick and I had the first meeting about the first webinar we did 7 days prior to actually doing the session, guys. So yeah, the amount of speed that you can get stuff done with using these tools is crazy. This is a script. 7 email sequence that you could use to try to revive real estate leads. And this works for any kind of communication. If a lead sends me back something, maybe this has happened to you. It used to happen to me all the time. If a lead sends me back something and I don't know what to say, I can use AI to figure out what to say. Right? And we can really look at the different methods and the execution to make it sound the best way. Right? And here's just super simple email drips. Things that you would pay for, things that you would research forever are now available at the touch of a button. Nick, what were you going to say?
Well, I mean, just the thought of like, when was the last time you revived or revised or updated your drip systems? it's like the definition of insanity, thinking you're going to increase your conversion rate sending the same drip system, right? And I'm going to show you how I've increased my conversion rates and my open rates and through an email conversion or lead conversion through email delivery in a second. I can't wait to show you guys that. But yeah, Sunit nailed it. An email sequence.
Yeah.
You can implement into your CRM.
So let's talk about ad copy. These are 2 ads for retargeting my database, which if you aren't doing, you have to increase lead conversion. This copy was written by AI. These are 2 ads for recruiting. Dude, this ad is the most successful ad I've ever ran in my life. The last one on the right, it's bonkers. It doesn't make sense, but we've had like 10,000 people view the whole thing. There's only 18,000 people on the list. That's crazy. But once again, created quickly, economically, and is bringing us agents and making us money, which is why we're here, which is why I'm here.
Yeah, me too.
Visuals. So when you need an idea for landing pages or social media ads, this was a real estate superhero team that I did for social media. These are landing pages. Oops. Landing page formats. This is how to advertise a house with featuring a realtor. These are business card templates. And when I made these using prompts and AI, these are pretty close to the cards I make my agents over at Big Block right now. Like running these ads and seeing what's been accomplished, it's all possible if you know what to do. How about looking for quick data on houses? What are the main difference between houses built in Sacramento during the 50s versus the 90s? This is simple information that you can use. May not be 100% accurate. That's where the human part's going to need to come in. But there's example after example. I have a 6-year-old daughter. Nick's daughter was my inspiration. But me and my daughter were sitting having dinner, and I said, write me a story. And if you guys see me on social media, I have little French bulldogs, and we wrote this story. We gave it the direction to write the story. We wrote it, and my kids loved it. And like I said, everything on the webinar, every piece of email, every social media post was built using AI on this.
Yeah, go back to that slide for a second, Sunit. I want you guys, I'll point something out. So it's like, AI, write us a title for a webinar about how real estate agents can utilize AI to grow their business. Okay, and then it gives us a headline, and then we say write a blog or write a list of the benefits of using AI in real estate. It writes that out for us. And
Yes.
then we put together a Zoom, and then we got a webinar. Now think about, there's 70 million millennials coming up that have been missing out on buying homes. And they're going to be coming in force, right? And I think that's going to be an opportunity in this marketplace.
100%.
Doing a Zoom webinar that reaches out to millennials, right? Creating this type of funnel where you can get buyer funnels or buyer seminar funnels that your agents can jump on and host, right? Or recruiting funnels, right? You can do it so fast and get expert copy if you know how to do it, if you know how to prompt it, if you know how to implement it. So,
and dude, like the really good thing about that, guys, is like, look, like I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it, I have a big lead spend. There's other lead sources where I have to pay 35 cents on every dollar, and that is painful. And that's still a lot of chasing. I want really, really good leads who are going to engage, and not somebody who filled out some damn form who I got to chase around for 2 years.
That doesn't know who you are.
Yeah, that doesn't know who you are. So being able to leverage these systems to deliver more value through seminars or like lead magnets, guys, like this is where Nick and I have been focusing.
Yeah.
Here's an example of emails that I sent out to many of you, written by AI for this webinar. So that's part of my deck. Nick, go ahead
and we love the comments. We love the comments and questions because we'll get to those for sure. So as you're doing content, you got questions like, wait a minute, Jasper or Chat GPT, I don't know which one to use. We're gonna get to that, and maybe you have an idea. Like, would this work for X, or how does this replace my lead spend? Right? You throw in the questions in there. So yeah, I'm gonna share some. Seeing that was awesome stuff. It was almost too much implementation. But
I know.
Sunit and I, we've been texting back and forth, last 6 months, but definitely over the last 3 weeks of how we're implementing these new ideas. So it's still changing as we're going right now. I mean, colleges and universities are banning GPT-3 from their campuses, right, y'all? Well, it's not going to be banned from entrepreneurship. It's not. And I think it's an opportunity where the last can become the first, and the first can become the last. And the people that are first that adopt this technology will only separate the distance between themselves and the competition. You following what I'm saying? So if you're in last place, you can become first by adopting this and be an early adopter. If you're in first place and you ignore this, you ignore it and don't get on board, you can become last. And the
100%.
100%. And the people at the top, this is how I'm thinking about it, City. I'm just giving people my thoughts on this. I'm already at the top in my local marketplace. I'm a big fish in a small pond. I'm not like City Man #1 in California. But in my local marketplace, we have really good market share. And I think about how do I increase that gap, create a moat. If you follow Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger like I do, I love listening to the wise wisdom. They talk about investing in businesses that have a wide moat, that can widen that moat. Because the best way to compete is to not compete. The best way to compete is not compete. The goal of business is not to have competition. You got to separate yourself. And I think this is a separator when you're the creator. You're not separating yourself by buying other people's slides and putting it on your social media. I'm telling you that. The consumer knows cookie cutter. The consumer can smell templated, right?
Inauthentic, yes.
Inauthentic, and you know what? It smells like commission breath, and they run away. They run away from you, man. So I'm going to give you some authentic ways to use this, and there's ways to do it. So I think there's an early adopter advantage. I also want you guys to think about something. We've been taught a paradigm. We've been taught something about real estate, and I was taught this. And maybe raise your hand or put in the chat box if you were taught this too. Lead generate, turn this lead into a client. Convert a lead to a client and a client into a raving fan. Right? Have you heard that before? And then once you have a raving fan, do a 33 touch system after sale for the next 7 years, and they're going to use you again. Have you ever heard that one? It works. Yeah. I'm not saying that doesn't work. I've done it. It's worked for me. Okay. But how many people have actually implemented a 33 touch system that works?
Authentic 33 touches.
Authentic 33 touch system that changes year after year, so they don't get the same anniversary and the same thank you card, the Thanksgiving notification, and the same daylight savings time notification, right? I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, right? And so what I want you guys to think about is something different that's happening that you can do in your marketplace. They thought they were here for AI, but I guess they're here to hear Nick McLean's thoughts on AI. You want to turn, and I've done this, and I'm going to show you how I've done it. Turn your leads you already hold, the leads you already have, you've already paid for, and turn those into followers. And then turn followers into fans. Don't wait to sell them a home. Don't wait for them to become a client to sign an agreement with you, because that may never happen. In fact, the majority of your leads will never use you, right? So how do I turn a lead into a follower and a follower into a fan? I have to be able to talk to them. And John talked about this at the beginning. I have to be able to talk to them. I have to be able to write to them and get them to read what I write. Because if I can get someone to read what I write, I control their focus. If I control their focus, I can influence their actions. Right? That's the principle, okay? Now, if you're in your marketplace and you're a thought leader, you can go beyond your leads into the marketplace and get followers in your marketplace and get those followers to turn into fans. Because if you have fans, if you have not leads, if you have fans, not leads, when they're ready to buy or sell, they're going to reach out to you first, or they're going to respond to your consistent message in the marketplace first, right? That's preeminence, right? That's the law of preeminence if you follow any J. Abraham stuff, right? So you want to think about that. Now, let me show you what we've done with GPT. I need to be host, Sini. You share my screen. So I'm so excited about GPT-3 AI. It's basically a large language model. It's looked at every word ever written in the internet. Like
up to 2021. Up to 2021, right?
Up to 2021, it read every single word in the internet. Pretty crazy. And GPT-3.04 is going to come out soon, right? So they're probably going to update, right? So it's always evolving. And now you have this artificial intelligence with this. Imagine if you read, like the Matrix, Neo read every book, every word on the internet. Now you have this as a tool at your disposal. So I started thinking about this, and I was like, okay, I'm going to be creating lots of content. And Cindy and I just geek out over it. So make sure I can see my screen. So I actually, first thing I did is I went with my, can you see my screen okay? What do you see?
Yeah.
What do you see?
Yep. I see your website, Nick McLean Real Estate.
Yeah, awesome. So, Kevin's sitting in the room with me. He's my director of marketing, and he's on that mastermind call with Sunit and Chris. And first thing we did, build out the website. Build it out. Start building it out, right? Pages and blogs, like you said. So we took micro markets that we have, and we built out guides, all this content, like Sunit showed, all this done by GPT. So, write a blog about Wenatchee. Write a paragraph about downtown. Write things about this. What are the points of interest? What are things to do in Wenatchee? Because I don't know about you, but 70% of buyers in our marketplace live outside of the marketplace. Relocation buyers, right? Relocation buyers. So we're relating to them, where they're getting this content. SEO, you ask GPT-3, give us the meta tags and the meta description, the SEO descriptions, right? We were shocked when we went into our website how none of the pages had SEO tags and keywords. So we went through there, and what do you think, Kevin? A couple weeks? Yeah. I mean, it was some work, but the amount of content we have created has made a huge difference. Okay. Now,
yeah, same for us too.
Huge difference. Now, property management. I have a property management division, and so I want you guys to just understand the principle here, not the property management. We went through completely all of this stuff, you guys. All of it. All these pages here, AI assisted.
And I think guys listen to what Nick said, because I've asked him this when he first showed me this. I have property management too, and I have a website. And before I saw Nick's, mine wasn't very good. The entire, this is AI inspired 95%, Nick, more?
Yeah. Well, and what's cool is the rate in which we were able to implement it online. And get this, we have a virtual assistant that can assist in the implementation of it, right? And we added, and this is not hyperbole, this is an exaggeration. In the last 60 days, we've probably added $9,000 in recurring revenue to our property management, in monthly management fees to property management. And our website, the forms, people are filling out forms right now, and they're getting a hold of us right now. It wasn't there before. I went a step further and decided, you know what? I'm just going to start another company. And it's funny, Sunit, because you started another company too.
I've started like 3 since the last call that we did because I'm just going crazy. Yeah.
So I'm not saying start another company. I'm just showing you what's possible, right? All of these pages on my pest company. Look at that photo. Done by AI. Now let me give you why this is so important. Now I hired a web designer to do this. If I would have hired a web designer to create this website from scratch, it would have taken months of back and forth. I would have had to written all the copy. It would have cost 10 times as much as I paid because I was able to give him all of this content in Google Docs, and he could just copy and paste it in here. And Cindy has that website. So those are the websites we've done. Now I'm going to show you where I think you can make an immediate impact on your business. Email marketing.
Let me say one thing really fast, Nick, is you made a business, made a website, and the best part for me, you're making money. You were able to compress the time to deliver that product to market by, 100%? I mean, who even knows, right?
No.
I'm talking that time and save money.
I'm talking to people in the pest industry, and they're like, "How the heck did you do? How are you a business this fast? It took us years to get this far." Like I'm thinking about being a consultant in pest just because they need me so bad,
dude.
But look at I just feel inspired. I'm going to show you. So, website content. These are all the pages I wrote using AI. All these pages, ant control. I wrote it all. Okay. Now back to where we're at in real estate. I talked about writing emails, and John and I were talking the other day, and he said, "Nick, how many emails do you send to your database, right, a week?" Well, I was curious, so I looked it up. Last 365 days, you guys, this is in my MailChimp account. I sent 289 emails.
Wow, bro.
So I was taught 33 touch. Right? I sent 289. So I sent 4,700,000 emails to my database. These are buyer leads, seller leads. Open rate 18%. Okay, that's not bad when you're sending that many emails.
No.
Unsubscribe rate. Look at the unsubscribe rate. Super low. Why is it super low? Because it's real content. It's text. It's well written. It's timely. It's not cookie cutter. Relevant. No templates, no fancy imagery, none of that, right? Now check this out. I was shocked at this, to me. Since using AI to enhance what I do as a writer.
Oh, let's see.
Previous 30 days. Open rate. Look at my open rate. Jumped up. Because here's the thing about AI. I ask it, write me a subject line for the email that will increase open rates, and it doesn't. It doesn't. So my open rate's going up, you guys. And
write a persuasive subject line in a 5th grade reading level for an email about. Yes.
It's amazing. So I've written 28 emails in the last 30 days to my database. Wow. And my unsubscribe rate is down. My open rate's up. I wrote an email the other day using AI. I want to show you guys. It's living a long and fulfilling life. So I was inspired at a thought I had riding my bike, and it was one in which we plan for our legacy. We want to build assets for our legacy, so we leave something behind us. And I said, well, that's not 100% true, because I think we should be living for the present and the people in our lives today. So I went into AI here, and I said, write an article in the writing style of Ryan Holiday. If you know Ryan Holiday, he writes about Stoicism. If you don't know, Stoics. About your purpose in life. Should not be memento mori. It should be, that's like, live now. You should be knowing you will live a long time. Your big why should be urgently working on building success so you can take care of your parents. Don't focus on your legacy after you die. Focus on the legacy before they die. See, I even got it wrong. I didn't even say parents. It wrote this for me, which is bonkers good. I edited it, and I sent it out in this format, okay, to my database. My database of 36,000 people, 40% open rate. 40% open rate with responses like this. I'm not certain how you got me. If you wrote what is written below, you have my compliments, is profound. And then I just had email after email of people complimenting me. And I'm not bragging or anything. You just can take your thoughts, and we all have thoughts. Everyone here has a supercomputer between their ears, and you all have hearts. And I don't think people in your community know that, because we've always had a hard time articulating it. But now there's a way to articulate it and deliver it, and you're going to see crazy results. Crazy results. In fact, the more followers and fans we have, the more listings we're going to get. Believe me, this is the time in which I think market share is going to be defined by active listings. Who has the most signs? Who has the most active listings? So I can show you another example, Cindy, where I'm going to start talking heavily to homeowners, how to prepare their home for sale, and start making deposits for the homeowner in the marketplace. And we've done that year after year, but we've shown it there. Sunit, anything